Welcome back. As I mentioned, child sexual abuse can take place within the family by a parent, a step-parent, sibling, or other relatives, or someone outside the home, for example, by a friend, a neighbor, a child care person, a teacher, or a stranger. That means anyone can be a child molester, and everyone should be on the lookout for signs and not be afraid to report it, even if that means erring on the side of caution. As we mentioned, let me take another look at a short video here that Coach Ty produced to talk about how one grooms their victim, and then we'll talk more about it on the other side. Here's that video.
Hi, I'm Coach Ty, and I'm going to lead you through a scenario where you will actually see the steps that a perpetrator, predator, pedophile takes to victimize a child. Hi, I'm Mr. Whipple. How are you? You're 12, right? Yes. Good. What's your name? James. James. You know, James, one of the things that we do at summer camp, and so glad you're here, is we have a junior camp staff member. And that junior camp staff member is one of the campers. And what I do that none of the other supervisors do here is I give my junior camp staffer a t-shirt that says Junior Camp Staff. Would you like to be junior camp staff? Sure. You know what you'll get, James, is you'll get extra snacks. You'll also get extra swimming pool time. Okay? So, James goes off and he cleans up after lunch. And so Mr. Whipple walks up and affirms James. James, great job. Really appreciate it, buddy. James continues to do his work. Part of his assignment is he also will pick up the towels after swimming pool time so that we can clean them and get them ready for the next day. So he's doing a great job. He's been affirmed again. James, that's a great job. You got all the towels up, so we're ready to wash them for the next day. I really appreciate it, James. So glad you did that. Now, James has been promised several things. Now remember, he's also been given a t-shirt, right, that says Junior Camp Staff. You also note that he's getting this extra attention in addition to the privileges of extra snacks and swimming pool time. So here's the other benefit. James, remember I promised you extra swimming pool time? Well, today is your lucky day, but you know, I noticed that some of the other junior camp staff seem like, or not junior camp staff, but other campers, unlike you, they seem to be looking at you like they're a little bit jealous. So we're going to wait until all the other campers are asleep, and I'll come wake you up, and you'll get a full 30 minutes of swimming pool time. Would you like that? Okay.
I guess what we see here is that counselor sort of affirming James, talking to him, gaining his confidence, and sort of manipulating him toward the eventual end of abusing him, Coach Ty.
You're absolutely right. And what he's doing, you see him selecting this child specifically to the exclusion of others. And the other thing you see him do is he sets the child up so the child is no longer that welcome one in the larger group through the t-shirt. And then finally, he gets him in position where none of the other children are around in that swimming pool, and then that's where it goes south real fast. There's one other thing I want to point out to you, Harry, is that really the sexual abuse started even before we get to the swimming pool, with that second touch.
I saw it was a bit more, the first one was like a pat on the back, next one was like a rubbing, caressing kind of, kind of thing. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. He's testing the temperature, and he's seeing how far he can go, and once he goes to one step, it progresses.
It's very sick, but it happens at least 80,000 times a year.
It does, and I want to say this. One of the reasons why children don't talk is because they think they're responsible for their victimhood, or they haven't quite understood what actually happened to them. And so they suffer in silence for years.
Not very much unlike rape victims who oftentimes think that they caused the rapist to rape them because she had on a short dress or whatever else, and was I smiling too much? And then the rapist then makes her feel like, well, I wouldn't have done this if you hadn't come on to me or wore that short dress. But it's really it's not about that short dress. It's about somebody taking advantage of somebody else.
You're absolutely right. And even to the point, our system, sometimes our judicial systems, our court systems further reinforce that the victim is responsible for their victimhood by saying, well, What's your sexual history in terms of how many people have you been with? What does that have to do with anything? If an adult has done something inappropriate to a child, I don't care what they've done or what they've said, it's still sexual assault.
And you have the right to say no, no matter how many times you've been sexually active. If you say no, it should mean no, and legally it does mean no, if the system follows through on its dictates. Speaking of the system, let's go back to your House Bill 466. It has been introduced. Where is it now in the state legislature?
Well, it will be scheduled in the next couple of weeks for sponsored testimony, and that'll be the time that either myself and Coach Ty or myself will stand before the committee and explain the reasons why we need or have to have this legislation. At that point, it will be accepted and then scheduled for interested party hearings. At that point, then, we're going to have those who are interested in seeing this become law come down to the State House and let folks know in one voice, this is something that needs to be done. I look forward to that kind of getting it through. I don't see a whole lot of resistance. I don't know how you resist the idea of protecting children, but I've seen that kind of thing happen, not in this particular case, but things that I thought made sense seemingly couldn't quite get through. Hopefully we won't have that in this case, and that where tax money is used for education, that we will have a triangle of trust or some other training that makes people more aware of what goes on with children, between children and adults, bringing down the incidence and the cost to our society. Because no matter what you do to a human being in a negative way, it comes out. It comes out in some other way. My mother always used to say, you're getting somebody else's cussing out because something happened early in the day and it mounted and then it exploded on somebody else. Our human existence is that way. And in many cases, these children grow to be adults and those things kind of come out, if you will.
We have about a minute in this segment, Coach Tyrone.
I applaud what Representative PATMON has done, because what he has done, his courageousness, represents the first piece of legislation in the entire United States. You would have thought it would have emanated in other states where these things have gained wide publicity.
Say Pennsylvania, for example.
I hate to say it, but yes.
I said it. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm hopeful that this gets traction and we really move forward to protecting children and then bringing programs in place that really cause these people to have these deviant behaviors to go elsewhere.
All right. We got to take a break here, and I'm going to build in a little extra time on the other side. I want to talk about the triangle of trust when we come back. And folks, I'm going to blow through some of the stuff that I normally talk about here so we can have more time with Coach Ty and Representative PATMON. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Just a few more minutes to talk about the importance of stopping child sexual abuse. So let me give my guests a chance to leave us with any final thoughts they have. And I want to also talk first about the triangle of trust that Coach Ty has put together. Talk to us about this.
Well, the triangle of trust really talks about educating the three sides that are involved with children. Parents, the school systems, educators, college programs, as well as the students need to be a part of this. I share resources. If they go to stoppingpredators.com, there are free resources there. There's a friend of mine, a Beechwood police officer, who worked with the FBI in setting up stings. His name is Kevin Owens. He has a wonderful program that's age appropriate for very young children. So these are a few things. I have videos that are out there that the public can access. There's no charge for this. And I really just hope that you get behind Representative PATMON. It doesn't have to be the triangle of trust. I think it addresses all areas, but as long as we get it done. And I think 466 really is the start of this, getting it done in Ohio and showing the rest of the country that this is the direction we need to go and not operate in complacency.
How young should one start to educate a child about this, whether it's a parent in the home or an educator? Because some people say, well, my baby's too young to be talking about this. But that baby could be the very next victim.
It starts early, and this is going to be shocking to many, I know. 3, okay? The moment that child begins to become verbal, parents also have to be very careful how they engage with their children so they don't promote secrecy. If a child makes a mistake and spills milk all over the table or drops Cheerios, the parent cannot continually overreact, because what that's teaching a child at a very young age, that if I do something that appears to seem like I did something wrong, I don't need to say anything because I'm going to get this reaction. And so that type of teaching is not always, well, let's talk about sex. No, it's how we engage with children, or what children see from their parents. If someone calls on the phone, tell them I'm not here. Okay, so what you're promoting is, when you are uncomfortable with a relationship or whatever is going on in your life, it's best to say something that's incorrect. So that's also reinforcing in that child secrecy, which is what the predators prey upon.
Kids will parrot their parents.
Yes.
You know, the little tape recorders, they'll play it back sometimes at the most inopportune times. We have about maybe 30 seconds or so, sir. A quick synopsis of House Bill 466.
Quickly, where tax money is used in our institutions, colleges, that there has to be every 2 years training for the adults who engage any child in the system. If you run a daycare program, if you do anything relating to children, that you'll be required to take this training every 2 years and to be certified, so that you can actually engage this and help.
Excellent. Thank you both. Time has run out. Wish we had more time, all right? But thank you for coming. Very important issue. Well, don't forget to check out this and past programs on our website at 19actionnews.com. If you want, you can hit me up at Harry at hboomer at WUAB.com for info about the program and to talk about potential guests. I want to thank State Representative Bill PATMON and Coach Ty, and you. Be well and take good care. Bye-bye. Thanks to the crew as well. Bye.
And 30. Oh! Yo, hey, Allison.
What's going on?
Working on my free throws, just like